Did you realize that persistent itching in specific areas might be your body's discreet alert about cancer? Many individuals, particularly older adults over 60, tend to dismiss occasional itching as simple irritation or dry skin. However, for this age group, itching in particular locations could signify something more serious. It might be a crucial signal from your body that shouldn't be overlooked. In this video, we're going to explore 5 distinct areas on the body where itching could hint at cancer, potentially manifesting months before any other symptom arises. These are not arbitrary itches. They are patterns consistently observed by doctors in patients who were later found to have severe conditions such as lymphoma, pancreatic cancer, as well as breast or skin cancer. Stay with me because we're not merely creating a list of body parts. You'll gain insight into the underlying reasons for each itch, the cancers they might indicate, and how to distinguish between a temporary skin issue and something more significant. By the end, you'll be informed about what to look for, the questions you should ask your doctor, and the steps to take if one of these signs seems familiar. Most importantly, this isn't about causing alarm but fostering awareness. The sooner you catch these subtle signs, the better your chances of addressing the ailment before it becomes more challenging to manage. Let's discuss the first sign: persistent itching on the lower legs. An ongoing itch in the lower leg regions, particularly the shins and calves, which isn't accompanied by a rash, dryness, or new personal care products, can be easily mistaken as part of the aging process. Nonetheless, this particular symptom appears frequently in those diagnosed with blood-related cancers, especially lymphoma. Unlike an itch that fluctuates, it persists, intensifies at night, and doesn't respond to moisturizers like typical dry skin would. The underlying cause is linked to how ailments such as Hodgkin's lymphoma affect the immune system. These cancers develop in the lymphatic system, an essential component of the body's defense and circulation network. As cancer cells proliferate, they release inflammatory agents into the blood, and one prevalent side effect is a deep, almost burning itch that afflicts the lower limbs. Though the skin may seem normal visually, the nerves beneath are being disturbed internally. Consider George, a 75-year-old man who spoke about his experience during a cancer awareness event. For nearly half a year, his sole symptom was an irresistible itch on the fronts of his legs. Initially, his doctor suspected eczema or a detergent reaction. However, blood tests revealing unusual white cell counts, coupled with further scans identifying swollen lymph nodes in his chest, clarified the diagnosis. George mentioned that the itch emerged well before any additional symptom. Stories like George's are not uncommon, although not every chronic itchy leg indicates cancer. The crucial distinction is in the skin's response or lack thereof. If there is no rash, no new soap or insect bites, and the itching persists for weeks, it warrants further investigation, especially if it's accompanied by other subtle symptoms such as night sweats, tiredness, or unexpected weight loss. For older adults, recognizing these signals becomes crucial since, as we age, our bodies tend not to send obvious warning signs. Pain might not be immediate, and lumps could be too vague to detect early on. Feeling a sensation as deep as an itch, particularly one that is nagging and persistent, can signal more than just a typical irritation. If you or someone close to you finds their legs being scratched night after night despite the application of creams that offer no comfort, it's crucial to pay attention to these signs rather than dismiss them. Consulting a healthcare professional and discussing symptoms, including strange patterns, can be vital. The body often provides subtle hints long before a serious issue becomes apparent, and early vigilance can lead to crucial early interventions. One indication of deeper issues can be itching in the upper back, particularly between the shoulder blades. This kind of itch, deep and seemingly underneath the skin, can easily be shrugged off as the result of poor posture, dry living conditions, or even an irritation from a clothing label. However, in many older individuals, a persistent itch in this particular region has been associated with the early stages of pancreatic cancer. Intriguingly, this itch can manifest well before any distinct pain or digestive troubles appear. You might wonder how an internal organ like the pancreas can cause itching so far removed on the body, but here's how it happens. As pancreatic tumors grow, they have the potential to block the bile ducts, small channels necessary for transporting bile from the liver to the intestines. When such flow is impeded, bile salts can accumulate in the bloodstream, causing irritation to sensory nerve endings, particularly in areas like the back where these nerves are densely packed. Consider the case of a 70-year-old woman named Linda. She described what she called a phantom itch on her upper back, often waking up in the middle of the night to scratch it. No amount of lotion, back scratching tools, or even a new mattress provided relief, and she felt like the itch originated from within. A blood test conducted due to unrelated fatigue revealed elevated liver enzymes, prompting further imaging, which showed a small tumor on her pancreas impinging on the bile duct. Alarmingly, this itch was her sole symptom at the time, no pain or jaundiced skin, just an insistent sensation that wouldn't subside. Her decision to report this seemingly minor issue enabled her to catch it early, underscoring the importance of acknowledging persistent symptoms, even if they seem trivial. It's important to note that general itchiness in the back might be due to dry skin, pressure, or friction. However, if the itch is persistent, focused, and unresponsive to skin treatments, and if there are additional symptoms like darker urine, pale stools, or fatigue, it could signify an internal issue. The back can become an early warning system for conditions located elsewhere in the body, especially in older adults, who might be quick to dismiss these subtle signs, not wanting to appear overly concerned. Nevertheless, it's important to trust and respond to repetitive signals from your body, even if they seem as innocuous as an itch. If you find these insights useful, especially concerning an itchy scalp without visible dandruff or flakes, I encourage you to engage, perhaps by commenting with your thoughts or subscribing to ensure you receive further valuable information. Your involvement supports ongoing efforts to deliver meaningful content designed to both inform and motivate. Let's continue to delve into other signs and what they may signify as we proceed to discuss other aspects, starting with sign 3, itchy scalps. Exposure to dry air or using a mismatched shampoo can leave skin itchy, but when the itch is relentless, especially without accompanying signs like dandruff, redness, or flaking, it may indicate a more serious underlying issue, such as blood-related cancers like leukemia or skin cancers affecting the scalp. This particular type of itch differs because it resembles sensations of tingling, crawling, or burning rather than mere dryness, and it often migrates across different areas of the scalp. Most notably, it frequently doesn't improve with standard remedies like anti-dandruff shampoos or moisturizing oils. For individuals over 60, such sensations might denote nerve irritation due to abnormal immune system responses, which can occur when leukemia cells proliferate in the bloodstream, affecting inflammation regulation. Consider the case of a 73-year-old named Henry, who experienced scalp itching every afternoon. He initially swapped hair products and suspected his hat could be the cause. However, even after changing shampoos and removing his hat entirely, the itch persisted. When a comprehensive blood test was conducted due to unrelated fatigue, results revealed unusually high counts of white blood cells. A subsequent bone marrow biopsy confirmed early-stage chronic lymphocytic leukemia. Intriguingly, his persistent scalp itch was the first and only warning signal his body provided. This issue is particularly important because many older adults already endure some degree of skin dryness or sensitivity, allowing persistent scalp itching to be easily dismissed as normal. What distinguishes cancer-related itching is its stubbornness. No topical treatment offers relief, and it feels disconnected from apparent surface issues. While leukemia isn't the sole concern, skin cancers can form on the scalp, particularly in areas with thinning hair, presenting merely as an itchy patch. This patch might resemble dry skin or a tiny bump, but if the itching persists in the same spot and resists resolution, a dermatologist should examine it under suitable lighting. Because the scalp is difficult to self-inspect, it's prudent to have a spouse, caregiver, or hairdresser routinely check it. If you experience a persistent itch unresponsive to treatments for several weeks, accompanied by inexplicable fatigue or bruising, it's a signal to investigate further. A small persistent symptom might be the earliest warning of a more significant issue. Turning to another area, localized itching on the chest or breast, particularly the nipple or beneath the breast, can often be dismissed by older adults as a result of sweat, tight clothing, or age-related skin changes. However, this specific site can be an overlooked area where persistent itching indicates something more severe, like inflammatory breast cancer or other tumors near the chest wall. What sets this warning signal apart is its appearance before any noticeable lump forms. The skin might feel warm, irritated, or tight, and there might be texture changes, such as increased thickness or a reddish hue, but often nothing is visible, only a relentless itch that persists despite creams or lotions. Take, for example, Ruth, age 69, who observed an unyielding itching sensation around her breast area. Experiencing an unusual itching sensation around her right breast, she assumed it was caused by friction. In an attempt to alleviate the discomfort, she changed bras, tried using different washing powders, and even went without a bra entirely for a time, but the itching persisted in the same spot daily. When she eventually decided to see a doctor, she was informed of slight skin dimpling upon examination and was advised to undergo additional tests. The results revealed a small, yet aggressive tumor growing near the skin surface, lacking the typical rounded lump often associated with breast cancer. This highlights the insidious nature of inflammatory breast cancer, as it deviates from conventional symptoms, potentially masquerading as a skin rash, and spreads swiftly. The earliest warning might not be pain, but rather an irritation, which underscores the importance of monitoring persistent itching that remains in a single location and does not respond to moisturizers, particularly around the breast or chest area. For men, detecting such signs is even more challenging, as male breast cancer is uncommon and frequently overlooked due to unfamiliar symptoms. An itchy area near the nipple, a patch of thickened skin, or a constant discomfort under the chest muscle may not seem notable, but they warrant attention, especially for those in their senior years. Moreover, this type of itching isn't always indicative of cancer within the breast itself. It could also stem from swollen lymph nodes under the arms or beneath the collarbone, suggesting lymphoma or another adjacent cancer. Therefore, if this itching is accompanied by swelling, warmth, or a vague feeling of heaviness, delaying isn't advisable. Early detection doesn't rely on sophisticated technology but on keen awareness. Persistent itching involves paying attention and noticing subtle, unusual patterns because the skin cannot speak but can signal something wrong. Ignoring this vital cue could be a missed opportunity for early intervention. If you're still engaged with this video and appreciate the insights shared, please comment with the number 4 below to indicate your presence. If you haven't subscribed yet, I suggest doing so and turning on notifications to ensure you don't miss future videos. Your support aids us in delivering quality content aimed at educating and inspiring. Now, progressing to sign 5, continuous itching in the anal or genital region is extremely uncomfortable and often neglected. Such topics are awkward for older adults, and many are inclined to dismiss them rather than address them. However, when this itching becomes chronic with no apparent reason like hygiene issues, infections, or irritation, it might be a subtle signal of more severe conditions. In certain instances, ongoing itching in these areas could be an early indicator of anal, vulvar, or penile cancer. The danger lies in its ability to mimic trivial issues. Many people mistakenly believe it's due to dry skin, a reaction to toilet paper, friction from walking, or even an effect of using incontinence pads. Frequently, these assumptions hold true. But when the itch persists for weeks or months, recurs despite thorough cleaning, treatment, or moisturizing, and begins to feel raw or more intense than superficial irritation, it merits a proper evaluation. Take the case of Eugene, a 76-year-old man, who thought he was grappling with hemorrhoid irritation for nearly a year. He applied various treatments thinking it would resolve the issue, only to discover it required professional medical attention. After modifying his diet and attempting cold compresses, the itching persisted for creams. Eventually, a colorectal specialist conducted a scope examination and discovered a minor lesion on the wall of the anal canal. This turned out to be an early-phase tumor, which could have continued to grow unnoticed if he hadn't trusted his gut feeling that something was amiss. Similarly, for women, vulvar cancer is uncommon but becomes more prevalent after the age of 60. One of its initial indicators is a recurring itch around the outer genital region. Even without a visible lump, the skin may begin to feel rougher, show slight discoloration, or become thinner than before. Many older women attribute this to hormonal changes or postmenopausal dryness, and at times, they might be correct. However, if the itch persists, intensifies in the night, and doesn't respond to usual treatments, it should not be ignored. This part of the body is rich in nerve endings, making it extremely sensitive. Consequently, it often signals internal changes before more noticeable symptoms arise. Chronic itching in this region, particularly if it is concentrated on one side or a specific spot, could be a cause for concern. However, plenty of people refrain from speaking up due to fear of embarrassment or the belief they're overreacting. But staying silent poses a greater risk than being curious. Addressing an itch could lead to timely detection, improved outcomes, and greater peace of mind. The key takeaway is that if the itch persists, don't dismiss it as normal. Let a healthcare professional take a look, as early detection of something serious, like cancer, often starts with noticing something as minor and subtle as this. In closing this video, I'd like to leave you with a simple truth: your body is always communicating with you. Sometimes it does so through pain, other times through fatigue, but often it begins with something minor and easy to overlook, like a repetitive itch that reappears in the same place. The 5 areas we discussed today, the lower legs, upper back, scalp, chest, and genital region, are not just arbitrary spots. They are where serious internal problems, including certain cancers, often send their quiet initial signals. For older individuals, recognizing these signals could mean the difference between early detection and allowing something to grow unnoticed. Living in fear is not necessary, as that's not the message of this video. Instead, it's about empowering you and reminding you that your instincts are valuable. What might appear to be a minor symptom could actually be your body's plea for help. If any of these signs sounded familiar, don't ignore them. Discuss them with your doctor, start a dialogue, because you deserve answers, you deserve peace of mind. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment below and share something you've learned and how you plan to apply it in your life. Your feedback is valuable to us, so don't hesitate to share your thoughts. Reading your comments provides us with motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us to continue producing valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thank you for watching, and we hope to see you in our next video.